Priyanka, Dr. Gupta has joined us. Please, Professor Gupta has joined us.
Hello everyone, I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay. Voice is fine.
Voice is good, sir. Voice is good, sir.
Perfect. I changed my camera today.
Thank
On
you
the
so much.
feedback of Shiva.
No, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Priyanka, please begin with the formal
Good
welcome.
evening, everyone. Welcome to the third day of this FDP. It gives us great pleasure to welcome back our esteemed speaker for today's session, Dr. Ashish Gupta. In the earlier session, Dr. Gupta provided valuable insights on academic writing, use of AI, and other tools, which was highly appreciated by all participants. In today's session, he will be discussing the topic conducting a systematic literature review with AI tools. Dr. Ashish Gupta is presently working as a full-time faculty of management at South Asian University, New Delhi, in marketing area. Sir has over 10 years of experience in teaching, research, and consulting, during which he has worked with several reputed institutions like Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, New Delhi, etc. His research interests are in marketing, consumer behavior, and general management. He has exceptional experience in research and publication, published several research papers in many renowned international and national journals, conferences, etc. He has also worked on funded research projects in the area of internationalization of business education, sustainability, and smart farming practices. In today's rapidly evolving research landscape, artificial intelligence has become a powerful ally in enhancing efficiency, accuracy, and rigor of systematic literature reviews. Our speaker brings valuable insight into leveraging AI tools for literature search, screening, analysis, and synthesis, while maintaining methodological transparency and research ethics. We are confident that this session will provide practical strategies, hand-on insights, and a clear roadmap for integrating AI tools with your research workflow. Please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. Ashish Gupta to lead this enlightening session. Please, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Priyanka, for this warm welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, organizers, for giving this opportunity for meeting second time in the same FDP. And on the day one, we begin with the discussion of AI in academic writing, right? The discussion was around how we write through AI. And today's discussion is revolving around how we conduct systematic literature review. And we all understand as academic professionals that systematic literature review or a literature review is an important exercise for a scholar, for academic scholars, those who write for a good journal, and it is also important for thesis writing. Also, the scholars or the faculty members who are pursuing or who are supervising the candidates, So it is relevant to many. So as a student, if I'm a PhD student, it is important to learn how I will write and proceed in my PhD process, right? And literature review holds significant importance while we pursue our research program. As a faculty, it is important. Why it is important? Because as a faculty, we publish a lot of research work in different journals. Although the number of words or the section that we write, it is little smaller than as compared to thesis. But yes, literature review always comprise, one section in your research paper also to define, to defend, to secure a position where you are able to tell about your problem and to set the pitch, to set the context of your research problem, right? Of writing, the style of writing literature review has been changed. And it has become more important now for us in the age of technology when we have AI tools, right? What I said in my previous session also, there is no harm in using technology. Technology is very helpful. Technology is efficient, but we have to make sure that we should use technology with caution. It should not create problem for us. So today also, I am going to begin my discussion around, to see how the phenomena of LR writing has been changed. So I will be discussing few minutes on the phenomena of LR writing. How do we write literature review? What we investigate, how we investigate, why to write SLR, what are the methods, what are the different types of SLR that we do, and more importantly, that the focus of this discussion is on SLR writing using AI tools. So I will be helping you, facilitating you to know the tools, the platforms who helps us in creating graphical abstracts, collecting the data from research paper, summary of the research papers. So there are a lot of processes that we have to adopt, that we are following in a systematic literature review. So when I say, I always raise question for myself, right? So again, I came with two important questions today also. So why literature review is so important, right, to researchers? That's an important question. Why do we go for depth, right? Why we explore the past? How the past research helps us to move in future? That's an important perspective, right? So there's one idea that I will be discussing with you. The second idea is to look at what is the difference in literature review and the systematic literature review. Right. So the people who are interested in responding, they can respond in chat box, right? I will be happy to see the text messages later, but I will be definitely want the response from my audience, right? I understand your mic is off, you can't speak in between, but you can write in the chat box, right? Chat box. So it will be helping us to understand the perspective that why it is relevant. And certainly I will be discussing your answers once we finish the session, right? Literature review, as we understand, and I believe many of us today who is joining in this FDP have experience of supervising PhD candidate. We have personally experienced the challenges of academic writing. We have seen the challenges of publication. We have seen the challenge of writing, story which is significant to the readers, which is convincing to editor, and journals. I'm talking about journals who are considered good. I'm not talking about, again, I'm reiterating, I'm not talking about those journals who take money and publish paper in 2 days. Sorry, I will be not considering those journals at all, right? Because they can be out from indexing at any moment. There is no reliability and guarantee those journals will survive in top indexing Scopus. Scopus may remove those journals at any point of time. ABDC may remove those journals at any point of time, right? So always decide where to publish. And another perspective which I would like to give you today, literature review are a publishing content, or it's just a part of thesis writing, or it's just a part of one section in research paper. So let me help you to understand there are a lot of opportunities for scholars these days to publish exclusively SLR. They can publish only SLR in journals, right? And good journals publish only literature review, systematic literature review. Several journals have, a special call for papers on literature review. I will discuss all these once I finish my session, and I will be taking few Q&A, question and answer as well, right? So you have a lot of opportunities, even if you develop your master study. Because what I feel personally, everyone cannot be a master of data, right? Everyone cannot do quantitative research. Hence, it is important to explore another dimension, which is qualitative in nature, right? Which is conceptual in nature. So the people who undermine the importance of qualitative, they are not exploring out of the box, right? So I, as a scholar, I'm not speaking today as an expert or resource person. No, I'm still a scholar, right? So I'm still a student. I do publish, I do read, I supervise, I do a lot of things together. So as a scholar, what I feel that both options are equally important that give weightage to your research. Whether you say you are good in qualitative research, I respect those people. Yes, qualitative research is important. Those who say I'm very good in quantitative, I also respect as quantitative research is important. Those who say we go for mixed method, because mixed method is a new age approach. Nowadays, good journals, top journals are considering the research papers based on mixed method, where you integrate qualitative aspect. It could be interview, it could be ethnographic study, it could be a case study, it could be an ethnographic study, plus you are conducting a sample survey, right? So top journals are not taking any cross-sectional data, cross-sectional survey, okay, which is focused on one sample, right, or one study. So the trend has changed, structure has changed, style has changed. That's why we're talking about, we are moving from literature review to systematic literature review. Things have become more systematic. So as I said, if we want to know something new, we have to understand the past. We have to know the past to understand the present. And it is very much applicable. These lines are very much applicable to our research journey also. Because in our literature review, because today's session is more focused on literature review aspect. So our literature review is incomplete if we don't understand what happened in past in my area. Whether you belong to finance, whether you belong to HR, you belong to IT, you belong to supply chain, you belong to strategy, you belong to marketing, you belong to modeling, you belong to analytics. There are several areas. You belong to economics. There are several areas. Every area has some past, right? We are not the first author who are contributing. There has been 1,000 authors, millions of contributors who have actually established the domain, right? And while writing, we also acknowledge in-text citation, right? So writing, that's what is important part. Academic writing, more importantly, I should say this, academic writing, right? So literature review, yeah, but literature review, it's difficult. People feel that I'm frustrated. What to write, how much to write, how much content to write, right? This image shared by one of my PhD student with me, right? When she realizes that she is frustrated in writing, and then she shared this image. What to do, sir? I'm sick of writing. How much to read? How many papers to read? How to write? How, more importantly, how systematically to write? So as a writer, as an author, there are a lot of challenges before us. So it's important, but we don't stop, keep thinking. We keep thinking, right? New area, new research, new collaboration, new research grant. We keep thinking, we keep going. But the challenge comes how to write, how to give systematic structure to something which create an interesting story to the readers or to the reviewers or to the editors. That is important, right? So we have to look at the perspective of literature review as a methodology, right? So when I say literature review is a methodology, yes, literature review is a methodology. Do not consider literature review is just a few lines. Do not consider literature review just few paragraphs, or you just write anything. No, never do this mistake. Literature review is a systematic process. And what makes the literature review systematic, that we have to understand today from today's discussion, right? Of course, we know that literature review is synthesizing the finding. We know literature review uncover the evidences, because what happened 5 years back in my domain, what is happening today, and based on that, I propose something, framework. I propose some model for future testing, right? But the more importantly, how you bring thoroughness, how you conduct systematic approach, how you describe it systematically. This is also reported in the research. The literature review should not be taken for granted, right? Many good journals may reject your paper if you are poorly showing your argument. Poor arguments are, sloppy language is used, right? Your narratives and story is failed to convince the editor or reviewer. Your paper is immediately rejected, right? And it becomes even more important when you say, I am writing a systematic literature review paper, the research paper that focuses on systematic literature. I'll show you few of my papers, but not used through AI tools. It has been done manually. So we did a manual exercise. But I do not use AI so far, but yes, I believe my PhD students are using, but with caution. That is important. Caution is important. We should not be totally dependent on everything, right? So when I say, because why emphasizing? Because I will be moving from understanding systematic literature review first, then I will jump to AI tools. I'm not starting immediately through AI tools. No, I will not. And I will never recommend to immediately start AI. AI will help you to gather the information. I will help you today also to understand what are the tools. I have exhaustive list of tools today. I have collected a list of tools today, which I will be discussing with you. But we should also understand first how the literature review becomes a structured paper for publication, right? And our academic success as a scholar depends on publication and research. At all, you will be accept and say that yes, our academic success, teaching, classroom teaching, feedback is just one part of our life, right? But when we are evaluated, if we want to be leveraged and we want that how we should be recognized, your research output is one which help you to get a recognition in your community, in your profession, right? So when I say literature review, you choose any topic of your interest, whether that I said you marketing, finance, HR, IT, supply chain, analytics, whatever, IT, information system, technology, whatever, you just take any idea. But you also look at if you are writing a thesis, it is okay, you can take some dated citation or you can use that. But if you are writing a paper and you feel that I have to publish the paper, you have to very, very thorough whether this topic is publishable material or there are already several papers which are available. And my contribution will be very, very, very minimum. My paper will not contribute much, or journal will also not accept if there are already literature reviews are available. Then how you make your contribution novel, right? How you differentiate your paper, right? If there are already literature review papers are published. So it is important before you choose your topic with caution, do a primary research, a trial run before you finalize any topic for your literature review. But yes, we have to understand what is known, what is not known about the topic already, right? Then specify your study. My study is on customer engagement. My study is on customer experience. My study is on technology adoption. My study is on blockchain. My study is on something. Something has to be specified, right? Then you have to narrow down. All objectives, all questions have to be very, very, very narrowed down, focused. Because why I'm focusing on narrowing down? Because you cannot achieve everything in just 2-3 years of your PhD. 1 or 2 or 3 years of your paper writing. So we have to focus on specific questions. We can't achieve everything and anything in your PhD or the research, right? And then a specific objective, 1 or 2 objective, 2 or 3 objective, not 8-9 objective. I normally wonder when I sit into the PhD examinations. I am a PhD examiner also for international universities in India, outside India, and India. And many a times we question that student keep 8 or 9 objectives. And students say many times that these objectives have been discussed with my supervisor. And I'm surprised that how a student will achieve 8 or 9 objectives in just 3-4 year journey. It's difficult. It's difficult. So you have to confine. Focus on 2-3 objectives which are well aligned to your model, well aligned to your study that you can execute. And many times when I question in Viva Voice or PhD examination, PhD report, PhD thesis, when it comes to me, how research objective 1 was achieved, it is lost. Research objective 9, it is mentioned, but students do not know how it was achieved in the thesis. Lost. So this problem should not come, and it is very important for a supervisor, it is very important for a student to align the objective, question, and hypothesis. So it gives you a very concrete idea what to do, when to do, and how to do of your research problem. That is important. Same case applies to literature review. Literature review is broad, literature review is vast, and I believe many of you are expert in writing, right? You have published so many papers in your career, right? But it is also important literature, how to confine. Literature review goes for 20 years, literature review should go for 25 years, literature review should go for 5 years. Recently, I reviewed a paper for an international journal where I have seen that author did a literature review of 3 years, 5 years of data. Oh, nonsense. It is nonsense. No journal will accept. No good journal will accept that, right? So it is also important to look at how much timeline that things are important. I will be discussing, right? So when I say approach, what are the approaches? There are several approaches of literature. There is no one approach. There is no one rule of thumb that, oh, literature review is only follow this path. No, literature review has a many path, and all lead to some conclusion, right? I have published so many literature review so far, along with my PhD students, independently, in collaboration. I have seen lot many rejections also. So I have I have a high appetite to receive the rejection now, right? I don't disappoint when I see rejection. So we should have that appetite, because no editor will accept the substandard work if the journal belongs to a good category, right? So if you get revision, you are lucky, right? At least you are getting revision on your paper. If it is outrightly rejected, you're bad luck, right? Because you cannot submit the same paper in the same journal, right? So these all are the issues, challenges that we encounter every day, every week, every month, right? And that's why academic writing is a slow process. It is not a fast process, right? It takes time. Even if you use AI, peer-reviewed process takes time, right? Peer review takes 6 months time, 2 months time, 3 months time, whatever the time comes. So the approach is to look at whether I'm doing systematic review, I'm doing semi-systematic review, or I'm doing integrated review. So there are 3 approaches of literature review, right? We as the author decide what I would like to write. I would like to follow systematic review. I would like to follow semi-systematic. So people synthesize and compare. People track the development of an area over time, right? People, generally keep the title state-of-art literature review in the domain. People normally provide themes based on content analysis, right? Propose model also. So there are several types of literature review that you will see. If my time is allowed, I will share all those examples with you. I have a lot of examples with me, right? So we have to understand what approach. So this approach you have to understand before you apply AI, right? You have to specify this, what I need before I apply AI tools. Because AI tools will not define that what pattern you should. It is you as an author You as a writer, you as an academic, you have to decide what I want to write. AI tool will just help you to gather the data. And after gathering the data, you have to ensure there is no hallucination. Hallucination is a problem in AI tools. So it may give you lot of data which don't exist. Right? So that is important perspective to see how hallucination create problem in writing, and especially when you use AI tools, right? I personally observe there are so many citations, so many references which even do not exist. AI tools have gathered from some unauthentic sources. Since we as an author, we always recognize journal articles, right? The journal articles that are indexed. But AI can give you so many responses, even they do not understand what is indexing. Sometimes they may confuse you. So hallucination is a problem in AI. AI could be biased also. So AI is also not a very complete 100% model. It is just an assistant model, right? So treat AI as your assistant. Don't treat AI as your boss. If you are treating AI as boss, you will be lost. Right? You will be lost completely. If you treat AI will do everything. No, AI will not do everything. So keep AI as an assistant role. Don't give the dean's role or boss role to AI. So when I say AI or SLR, so it is important to understand protocol. What I said earlier, it is important to understand the comprehensive body, right? Transparency, method, that make your work systematic, and how you organize and synthesize the future research direction, right? So I was reading a paper by Paul et al. 21, which categorically said systematic literature review is the process of assembling the data, information, arranging the papers. Arrange means systematically present, and assessing whether the paper that you would like to report, they are actually able to contribute to your domain, right? When people start searching last 10-year data, last 20-year data, 500 plus paper may come in search, but you have to decide whether all 500 papers are relevant to you. May not be. So you need a very robust inclusion and exclusion criteria, right? I do specific workshop for a week on conducting literature review, right? So it takes time. It is not just, it will happen in 90 minutes or 30 minutes. It takes time, right? So I do workshop for 3 days, 4 days in the university and institution for faculty members who understand. If I do attend a workshop, I would like to get an outcome after a month that yes, I developing one paper on SLR, systematic literature review. So today's session is just an eye opener, right? It will open an eye for you. Those who are interested, they can pursue further their interest. You need a lot of databases for that collection of data, right? Maybe Google Scholar may not help you alone. ResearchGate may not help you alone. You need systematic databases like Scopus, Web of Science. These are the top databases from where you get the data, right? So it's important. Identification, acquisition, purification, that's important for the evaluation or reporting of literature. I'm presenting a map, right? So this map I provide to my PhD student when they start writing literature review. Planning the review, conducting the review, and reporting the review. That's important. 3-stage process, right? So whatever methodology you follow, whatever the approach you follow, your systematic literature review, whatever AI tool you follow, whether paid, unpaid, high tech, most advanced, whatever you pay for, but your systematic literature review will follow these milestones: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, right? You must have the objective before you conduct the literature. You formulate the research questions. I will show you a few examples also, right? Based on my own publication. I have my own publication in A category journals, right? Where literature review have been published, right? Inclusion and exclusion criteria. How you extracted the data, you have to write. You have to write the string. You have to write the keywords that you have selected for your literature review. Editor, reviewer may definitely ask, and it is by default you have to report within the question, within the research paper, or even you are writing a PhD thesis, you have to report. So is the first phase of planning the review. Second is conducting the review, right? So when I say conducting the review, you have the data, you have downloaded the data, right? You have downloaded data from the popular databases like your Scopus, Web of Science. They are quite acceptable in journals, right? Data extraction strategy, timeline, removing duplication, because there is high possibility that the same paper may be coming from both databases, because journals are indexed at both places, right? So you have to remove the duplicacy. You have to remove unrelated articles. You have to assess the study. Assessment means whether the paper is relevant. On what basis you decide that it is true that no one can read 500 or 1000 paper. I can't read. Limitation, human limitation. Either I don't have time, or I don't want to put my energy to read, but I would like to certainly read those papers which are relevant to me. But how I will decide they are relevant? So there are criteria, right? Criteria such as I have to match title. Title of the paper is matching with my context. Abstract reading first. The abstract which is written is of my interest, is aligned to my problem. Now, if I have a full PDF, the full PDF also has the important sections, mentions, or explanation that contribute to my domain. I will select those paper. There is a possibility that paper have the title which is relevant to your area, but in full text, there is no much contribution. You remove that article, right? So you remove the articles also, those who do not belong to English, because as of now, English is most acceptable language in publication, right? So the paper who are in Chinese, the papers are in Japanese, you have to remove it because it is difficult for us to convert in English, or we can't do this. We remove immediately, right? We do not consider many a times book chapter. We do not consider many a times conference proceedings. Good journals always prefer to take the journals in article. They consider those papers, right? So we have to look at many aspects before you remove. So data extraction and synthesization, that is important perspective, right? Then you're reporting the review. Reporting is how you address the questions. Address means how the questions you have mentioned in your research paper. I would like to trace the development of my area of last 25 years, 20 years. So are you meeting those goals? So how you are systematically presenting the 25 years of the research? Through bibliometric analysis, through content analysis, through thematic analysis, or any approach that, or any other approach that you are using. That make a complete case of your systematic literature review. Or you use AI tools, but you can't skip this process. You have to follow this process, even if you are using most talented AI tools. You use any tool, but you can't skip this process. You have to go through this process, right? So selection of topic, how to do selection. So we have a lot of places, lot of avenues to look at. CFPs, journal table of content, journal call for paper, leading conferences, AMS, Academy of Management, Academy of Marketing, NSMAC, British Academy of Management, IEEE. These conferences come with a lot of good idea, and those idea may interest you. So scholars may choose any of the idea of their interest, but this is just an ideation. So you need some idea. And these are the platforms: call for papers in journal, table of content, conference, they give you a lot of topic, lot of area, lot of new dimensions, new additions, emerging issues that you can explore. Research funding agencies, ICSSR, Social Science Research Network, SSRC, or any association globally who bring a lot of research funding call on recent topics, important topics, right? You can refer to select the topic, right? Or you can look at the past 5 years of literature review in the domain, right? What has been published. And from those literature review, you see the limitation part. And limitation help you to select and address those challenges because limitations are important. Future research section you can read, they are important, right? Databases, from where to search, bibliographic databases, Scopus, Web of Science. These are the prominent databases. The universities who are really serious about research, they must have those databases, right? At least if they are not, they should have a good publisher journals, Emerald, Elsevier, those who claim that we are a good university and we promote research. So those who claim that they promote good research, they also facilitate the faculty members. Otherwise, faculty can't do anything. Faculty will not pay to subscribe the paper. Why they will pay $50, $100 for a one paper or $30 for a one paper? No. It is a responsibility of the institution if they want recognition in market, if they want to build a good ranking, if they want to build a good reputation as a university, they have to facilitate, right? Faculty will not invest in buying paper, $50, $10, $8, $50. No, should not ideally. But they should have a good databases, good journals, Emerald, Elsevier, Taylor Francis, Sage, Blackwell, IEEE for engineers and IT people, PubMed for medical people, PsycInfo for psychology people. They are important databases, right? So when you see this structure, so we understand some of the questions, the theory, because why I'm taking both the aspect. I'm taking both the aspect because whether you apply AI tool or you do not apply AI tool, your systematic literature review should address the following questions. And it must. Without AI or AI, it depends on the scholar. What are the prominent theory, concepts? What are the current issues, debate is going on? What are the research problem that has been solved, right? How the topic is structured, developed, difference of opinion, origin, what are the key references, key sources, all comes when you say I'm doing a literature review. Literature review through AI or literature review through manual exercises, right? It depends. Whether you conduct literature review through AI or without AI, you have to follow any of the type of review. Means your paper falls in any of these method review type. Structured review, framework-based review, bibliometric review, hybrid review, conceptual review, theory-based review, method-based review, meta-analysis review, meta-systematic review. The world is huge. The people who only feel that literature review is just a literature review. No, literature review is not just a literature review. You have to go and have a deep dive, right? So literature review has become more systematic day by day. So literature review is not just a time waste. Literature review could be a publication material and you should publish if you have an interest in academic writing, right? So the checklist, your story, your topic, your key people, your key resources, your key idea, methodology, and strength and weakness, and examine the protocol, scientific protocol, PRISMA, preferred reporting item for systematic, PRISMA approach, SPAR for SLR, PICO guidelines are generally followed in medical. Experiments are generally conducted, right? So this is checklist, whether you use AI, whether you don't use AI, but this checklist is important for you. Now I'm coming to SLR, AI. So this is also important. I hope so far I have brought an idea in your mind that SLR writing is an important perspective for us, and we can also publish this as an agenda. We can target into top journals as well, right? So I'll be discussing few examples with you also based on my own publications. So when I say AI in SLR writing is important, and there are questions that how AI will help, right? Question how AI will help. So there could be many answers. There is no one answer for how AI can help you. There could be multiple answers for that. AI bring efficiency. AI can reduce the time. AI can summarize the result quickly. So many things. So AI is in every stage of your paper writing or your SLR writing. You can use, but you should know how effectively and with caution. With caution is important line, right? So this table is comprehensively presenting each and every type and stage. So when we write SLR, we go through with several stages. Several stages like what I said, we have to define the questions and protocol, right? So yes, we can brainstorm. Definitely, we should brainstorm with ChatGPT or with any tool, elicit, right? We should, right? Research Rabbit is a tool. Semantic Scholar API is a tool. AS Review Machine is a tool, AI tool. I'm now talking about AI tool, right? So I'm taking the name of the tool, elicit. I'm taking the tool for Research Rabbit, right? So they may help you to generate the data, brainstorm the topic, brainstorming on, protocol, getting the idea whether this topic is workable. I should work on this topic. I should not develop inclusion exclusion criteria. Use elicit. So I have highlighted elicit for initial scoping, Prisma compliant protocol. So elicit is a research tool. Elicit is an AI tool, right? But it's also paid version. So when you see, they will give you plus version, business version, 2-3 versions are available. So based on your pocket, you can purchase. Nothing is free, right? If it is free, and the free things come with limited edition, free things don't come permanent. So free things will not serve the purpose. If you are diving deep, you have to purchase the tool. If you want information should be reliable, authentic, and credible, right? So the first is defining research questions and protocols. Second is your comprehensive search, right? Comprehensive search. So you can combine your databases, a Scopus string, your Web of Science string, keywords. So Semantic Scholars API that helps you with AI enhancers, right? It helps you to collect comprehensive data on this. Then you can use another tool, Research Rabbit, to find out relevant paper and with related citations automatically. So Research Rabbit crawl the information and they find out, right? Zotero AI deduplication. You can remove the duplication once you upload your folder in Zotero. Mendeley, all are very capable tools. So Zotero will identify immediately how many papers are duplicate with same title, right? So you can remove immediately, right? But doing this exercise in Excel may be time taking, may be stressing, right? So you can use a tool called Rayon. Rayon is a team review. So you can collaborate with your authors online and they can also look at simultaneously whether things are going fine, right? So in one paper, there are 2-3 people are working, right? So you can collaborate through Rayon and they can help. That software will help you to give the viewing right, editing right. Third stage comes in SLR is screening and selection, right? So do I'm following, abstract selection? I'm screening my paper through abstract. I am screening my paper through full text. So what is the matrix? So it is you as an author Don't give and don't leave anything and everything on AI, right? You should have the commanding right, right? So AS review machine, it helps you to rank the, title, abstract. They are highly relevant for you, right? Rayan helps you to collaborative screening with AI suggestion. And more importantly, you should also check your inter-rater reliability through Cohen's kappa matrix. So Cohen's kappa should be calculated and the value of the Cohen's kappa greater than 0.8, right? And why we should go for Cohen's kappa? Cohen's kappa is a reliability indicator, especially in case of qualitative and literature review study where you are generating the themes, where you are generating the thematic area based on the reviews, based on the interviews, based on the categorical data, 0, 1 categorical data. And you have to report. In my publications recently, editor reviewers specifically asked for the calculation of Cohen's kappa. The themes that you are generated or the reviews that you have generated, they are meeting the reliability criteria of Cohen's kappa. Next stage is data extraction and synthesis. It's important one. So when you say AI automation tool, so they can prepare a table, they can convert a table into a spreadsheet. You can use LLM tool, Gemini to thematic summarize the things, right? Meta narratives. NVivo, yes. NVivo is an important tool. NVivo AI. So NVivo is a tool for those people who believe they are more interested in interview. So many people in social science and humanities and management, they do conduct interviews for the people, and interviews are recorded, right? And the interviews have been uploaded in NVivo, and NVivo actually transcribe the entire interview, and they draw the themes and the decision tree analysis through codes. So this is also an important tool for the scholars or the authors to use, and I have used in one of my research. NVivo and MaxQDA. MaxQDA is another qualitative tool, but you need subscription of both the software. NVivo will give you some free trial, but there is a limitation of the data you can upload, right? So paid version always good, but again, who will buy the software? That's a concern. So either the university institution can procure enterprise version to facilitate, and normally they should facilitate. They should, if they claim that they support research ecosystem in the organization, right? And the next is your R Python AI library. Yes, so R is a free tool, open source tool. Python is an open source tool, and they have AI library with a lot of codes which are readily available. So you can integrate for meta-analysis where you have to calculate regression, correlation, or some several other tools. You have to, for meta-analysis, you need mathematical calculation, right? So meta-analysis is the highest form of conducting literature review, which need statistics calculation to prove your hypothesis, right? Next is your reporting and visualization. So people can use, Gemini to rewrite result summary, VOS viewer for bibliometric analysis. And VOS viewer, by the way, is a free tool. Anyone can use a VOS viewer. I have used VOS viewer in one of my papers where I have used bibliometric and co-citation work, right? Ensure transparency. If you are using AI, please report this section has been generated through AI, right? That is important. Otherwise, you are falling in unethical. If you remember my last class, last session, Springer website was categorically highlighting the issues, right? So that's the concern. And then you can make detailed flowchart, output through elicit, you can extract table. These are all other concerns, right?
Now,
Now,
one question has come in the sense how to calculate Cohen's kappa.
there are coding you can see any YouTube tutorial. Nothing is secret, right? There are a lot of YouTube tutorials are available on Cohen's Kappa, and a lot of research papers are available who are helping you to understand the coding pattern, coding issues, and then how you can code the data, and then you can calculate. Because you have to first prepare an Excel sheet for the code, right? So people prepare Excel data for coding. I have used through Excel because I have not used any AI, right? So my student use Excel, but there are several papers, YouTube tutorials are available. You just Google it, you will find it very easy. That's not a problem. But you should know how to code the instructions, code the data, right? Yes, no, and some coding has to be defined first. Then you can, because this Cohen's Kappa is largely dependent on the categorical data that you make in Excel sheet, right?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now I'm moving to the more discussion. Just a moment. I'm sharing my screen. Please confirm if my screen is visible to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm discussing the tool that I'm discussing the tool. So the tools are specifically meant for, like for abstract. For abstract, there is a graphical abstract maker, right? Graphical abstract maker helps you because many times journal asks for graphical abstract before you submit a short abstract, right? Elicit. Elicit is a tool. Elicit helps you to formulate research questions, right? Where you are just beginning, your, work. So Elicit may help you to go further and do brainstorm, OpenAI, right? So there are a lot of tools like how to write introduction, abstract, introduction, Cite.ai. Cite.ai helps you to, citations, find citations. Let me check if I'm on the right, just a moment. Yes. So Cite.ai is an AI tool which helps you to in citation related response. Jenny.ai helps you in prompt suggestions, right? Writing the rational background. Research Rabbit help you to identify the papers, remove duplicacy, and it is very much integrated to the Zotero, right? Consensus.app. So consensus.app is, simplify the research process by summarizing top papers, right? Evidence Hunt. Evidence Hunt is a app, a AI tool. Lit Suggest is an AI tool which recommends similar study in your area of your research interest through machine learning. Paper Digest is a tool, right? So it assists in literature review, strong foundation for your study and writing existing state of literature. So there are AI tools who work on methods. So Distiller SR is AI tool that can help you screening, pruning, they can help you. Extract is .app is a tool, AI tool. Now I'm talking about AI tool, right? So that helps you to screen out, inclusion and exclusion criteria, which I talked about, right? So eligibility criteria by study cell efficiency. Wise1.io is Search Smart, Citation Chaser. They all are tools. Check PDF, Robot Reviewer. So many. But you have to test and try. You have to test and try. No tool may be perfect. You have to test it, you have to check it. Whatever works for you, you can continue, right? But I am sharing with you the exhaustive list. There are a lot of tools these days, but also make sure that you are using paid version. Otherwise, there is a question mark on the reliability of information that come to you. Right, result section, hey GPT, OpenAI Chat GPT, that works. Discussion section can be written through Scholar, Scholar C, Site, Jenny. So these are all a comprehensive list. I hope you are able to see I'm scrolling. So these all are AI tool to optimize the systematic review process. There are many tools, right? But the more important is whatever tool that you use, the tool should provide you information through reliable sources. Even if it is generated through AI tools, you have to check it once or twice because AI cannot be trusted 100%. You have to check references, whether the references exist. Terminology which I used, hallucination, right? This is a problem. Is a problem is very much exist in AI, right? So there are a lot of problems that exist. So we are not talking about dark side of AI still, but we are talking about positive side of AI. But there are too much of dark side also, negative challenges also that we should also take into consideration when we say AI tools are helpful. Yes, they are helpful, but you have to use caution with caution, right? So this is the kind of things which I am discussing. I would like to discuss one more. Just a moment. I am sharing one more screen with you. Yeah. Please confirm if my screen is visible to you.
Yes, sir.
So I'm now sharing the screen. That table helps you to understand that which tool helps you in which stage of your work, right? Like citation chaser will help you in search key. It may help you in identifying relevant citations for method, relevant citation for discussion. It may chat PDF may help you in method, in result. Elicit may help you in introduction. So you need a strong introduction for your paper, right? Evidence hunt. So it is a mapping of research question. So OpenAI Chat GPT can be used for research question, right? Paper digest can be used for search key. What search criteria, search key string that you should use. So it will give you suggestions that you should use following keywords to your SLR, systematic LR. Because literature review based on keywords. So you have to make a comprehensive list of keywords that you can put into databases. Then database will generate the result. So we will see it is a mapping, right, of the data. Methods, for methods you can use Chat GPT, Paper Digest. You can Robo Reviewer, Research, Rabbit app for introduction, right? You can use Site.ai. So this is an important table for all of us, that there are it will be supporting your idea, it will be supporting your thought, and you are better able to defend your work before your editor, your reviewer, and you get success in your publication. You should not be caught in ethical violation. That's the important thing that I should use, right? So now I'm coming to a few reading resources. Yes, again, because I have interest in research, I do find a lot of papers which are of interest to everyone. Let me share my slide again. Yeah. So I'm coming back on my PPT. So I am now talking about reading resources. So I found very good papers, two good papers to understand what to write and what not to write in literature review, but they are not talking about AI as of now, but they are talking about standards, processes, and method to get success in publishing the AI. Same case, I go on library again today morning. Yes, we have a good collection of books in my library, and we found two relevant goods on review, because I personally see that books are helpful, and they help you much when you find time to read. And I found a Kosherin handbook. Kosherin is a very relevant handbook for the people in social sciences, right? Especially people who work on experiments, right? People work on random trials. People work on clinical experiments. So Cochrane has a systematic protocol to conduct a literature review. Systematic, the handbook, right? So there is a book on meta-analysis. The people who are interested to conduct meta-analysis, the people who are interested to work on systematic review. So there are sources to read. The only thing that we have to use our energy in the right direction, right? There are a lot of sources, a lot of tools which are available to us, right? We need people who can supervise us. We need people who can support us. People can guide us, and I believe collaboration is really helpful. If you and your team is better aligned, you understand each other, and you can produce good research outcome. That's an important perspective, right? So there are a lot of content is available on scientific writing, academic writing, handbook, systematic review. Because today's session is more focused on literature review, systematic literature review. So that's the thing. So now I am moving towards the next. I would like to discuss few examples, my own papers which I did publish on literature review, so that help you to understand, how whatever I have discussed, it was actually implemented in paper publication. Just give me a moment. Yeah, okay, I'm sharing my screen. I published a paper on OTT platform, right? That was a literature review. Please confirm if my screen is visible to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So we developed this literature review paper. It is published in a category journal, indexed in ABDC, Marketing Intelligence and Planning, right? So we work OTT is in trend now. Everybody talks about OTT, right? In fact, my PhD students are working in this domain, and I do offer training and some courses also on advertising and promotion. So naturally, it has become an interest to investigate entertainment, OTT. So we started working on on this area OTT. It is a semi-systematic review. It's a hybrid review, semi-systematic. So it adopted a systematic plus narrative approach, right? If I highlight this, you can see systematic and narrative approach. So I use this approach, so it become more of systematic, right? We apply bibliometric plus content and thematic analysis to present the literature on OTT platforms. Right? How OTT platforms are evolving, streaming services are evolving, and the digital media consumption is evolving, right? And we all are the part, or we all are the user of OTT platforms, high or low, that depends. But yes, we do subscribe few or more platforms in our mobile or IPTV. Things are common now, but this is also area of interest. Digital consumption behavior, and OTT is one of them, right? So we started narrating why connectivity has changed, over the top platform are emerging, how the conventional channel of media has shifted to new age entertainment, web series, reality show. So many things has come. This has also happened because of smart devices, technological innovations, right? Mobile is available to everyone. But given this, or having said this, industry also realizes the importance of OTT platform. That OTT platform give a lot of opportunity to the industry, right? For promotion, for collaboration, branding, a lot of things that OTT platforms are using, they are collaborating, right? So OTT video users are increasing. So since we did this study in 2024, 23, so we have a data of 23, right? And it will increase 4.22. So it is important perspective to see, right? Then why we wanted to conduct literature review, we have to justify. Why we wanted to contribute in the literature review. And this is not an empirical study. This is simply a literature review. Simple literature review. We can say it is a semi-systematic literature, right? So we have to, even we need reason for this. Why you want to contribute literature on OTT services, right? So you can see the line literature review serve as valuable tool for evaluating current knowledge, identify gap, and proposing new research direction, right? And OTT in this context has been very, very limited. OTT, over the top, OTT services, right? And how it is relevant for the market. For advertisers is important, right? For advertisers, it is important. For content providers, it is important. For government, it is important. That's why we want to contribute to understand the past and the present, and we want to definitely start some new research in OTT services. So you have to defend your case, right? So then we started writing, and we also proposes research objectives in the study. So the objective definitely should come here. You can see, the keywords. So we did a study of 12 year, 2012 to 14. It's a 12-year study, right? So we search few keywords, OTT, content, services, media. These are the common terminology, right, to understand the OTT research. And then we generated through word cloud to understand how the trend have shifted in terms of consumption, right? Then review of structure, we adopted Prisma framework. So it is specifically mentioned Prisma framework, right, that structure the review and integrative review. It can be used with any of the work, right? Then what is search criteria? So we use following OTT platform, OTT services, OTT streaming, over-the-top services. These were the keywords. I used Web of Science database to extract the data. And why I have used Web of Science, it also need justification. So we took support of Johnson et al. And Burki et al. That's important. So your argument should be well developed, right? So we conducted the data till October 23. So it was a 12-year study, right? Inclusion and exclusion, I talked about inclusion and exclusion, right? So we found 241 research papers, right? I will show you a table also. That this is the table that you have to prepare to give a structure of your paper, right? How you started and how you finalize the paper. So we found 241 paper in this domain: media, OTT services, streaming. We found this. Then we found unrelated paper also 83, excluded, remain 158. Then we removed book chapter conference paper, minus 35, remain 123, right? So we consider the article who were in business management, telecommunication, film, radio, and television, because our area is OTT. And we are a scholar in the domain of business and management. I am not a scholar from science. I am a scholar from business and management, right? Again, that we have seen article excluded on the basis of 22 paper were removed because they were not fulfilling this criteria. Business management, film, television. Finally, we found 101 article for report. So this is a process, prisma diagram, right? You have to even you apply AI tool, you have to personally cross check the detail number. That is important, right? And by the way, it is a manual one. I have not used any AI tool while writing these papers, or my team or my student. So now students, I have allowed my student to use and test, but I always see the authenticity of the tool and the data they generate. So I take everything from my student, from the prompt, from the keyword, when they search. So whether the data can be reproducible. So if suppose I am searching today, the same information will be available after a week. Reproducibility also a challenge in AI, right? So that's a challenge. The data which I am downloading today from AI tool, it remains same even after 1 year, or it will not change. The search result will remain same, right? The criteria which I'm applying, right? Then we talked about theory, how many prominent theory were used, what were the prominent methods were used. Then, we explained top used theory, the top 3, 4 theories which were used many times. Geographical, bibliographic coupling. Then we identify clusters based on themes. So one theme was OTT infrastructure, and we have aligned relevant papers. So we found 6 themes of from the data, right? Structure, consumption. So my PhD student opted this area because I'm a marketing professor. So my student opted to research in this domain, OTT consumption behavior. In fact, I'm coming up with a book also on digital consumption behavior with Emerald. So we are about to sign the contract on digital consumption. So this has become a part of interest of my research, right? So how you go deep dive, that's an interest. So transitioning toward OTT platform, consumer engagement on platform, right? One of my research which I am currently working, it is talking about consumer engagement, right? OTT in global market, how OTT platforms are working. When I say global market, as Indians, we started consuming Korean drama, Korean web series, right? People adopted eating Korean food now. Lot of Korean restaurants have been. So Korean culture has become K culture, right? So K culture is dominating now on Netflix or series. So how the global market look at the customization of the content. So content is customized, content is dubbed now in Hindi, and Indian customers are liking, Korean content, right? So we have to see, and it has come out from the research as a thematic analysis. And, we explained each theme in detail. And then we presented trend, gap, theoretical contribution, and most importantly, this table is important for everyone, for a scholar, that how the research questions help in future. So those who are reading my paper, they can pick any research questions because this is the outcome of my research paper, research trend and question. In fact, I have taken questions for my own research further after conducting. So this paper has given me a lot of direction to explore further. So this is a literature review paper, right? This is a literature review paper, right? So this is a one piece of outcome that we did. I would like to quickly finish one more example, then I will take up questions also, and then we'll wrap up. Just a moment. Yeah, please confirm if my screen is visible to you. Is visible?
No, sir. It's yes, and now it is visible, sir.
Okay, thank you. So this is another paper that we did on literature review. I have developed my interest in writing literature review and publishing those literature review in good journals, right? So Arushi is my PhD student and I'm the supervisor of PhD. So we did another paper in her area, design thinking in education. She opted to work as an area. Again, we applied Prisma guidelines in this, right? And we applied, more importantly, the need for research and RQ. Research questions are important, right? So you can see research questions. So research questions are important when you develop literature review paper, right? So this paper was more of bibliometric analysis, so visualization, thematic structure, and second RQ that we did on, right? So your outcome, your questions, your methodology should be very good. Prisma we adopted as a methodology, right? And we then you can see the result 1684 results that we explored. Then we screened and finally we reported 200 studies. So you need a lot of time, forward and backward chaining. You need a complete workshop on conducting SLR for a week. So it's just a 90-minute session. So I'm just quickly going through the things. Inclusion criteria, exclusion criteria. But if you do it seriously, I'm sure you are able to publish in good journals, right? So this is another outcome of my research that I did, and we propose a framework. In previous paper, there was no framework proposed, but in this study, I proposed a framework, antecedents, tool, processes, real-world challenges, framework of DT in education. So we propose this, the framework. This is also a contribution that helps other scholars to develop their own area of interest in design thinking. So this is from my side today. Now I'm ready to take up questions if you have any questions, and then we wind up.
One of the questions that has been asked is how many minimum articles should be there for good systematic review and meta-analysis?
How many?
Minimum articles.
It depends on the data that you search and depend on the area, how established is the area, right? So normally not less than 40 to 50 papers should be reported in any literature review if area is relatively new. That many people claim this, although it is not a rule of thumb that we should adopt shortcut that for just for publication point of view, we are reporting 40 or 50 papers. You have to justify why 40 papers have come out. Editors will definitely hang you and will ask you, justify why 40 papers. So it depends on the area, how area is matured, area is relatively new. I have seen papers on generative AI. Generative AI is a new domain. Everyone want to publish in generative AI now, right? But do we have sufficient papers in this domain? It is important. So generative AI in tourism, generative AI in education, generative AI in so many things. But do we have enough papers so that you can write? So first establish the proposition. Do we have enough evidence to report? Right? So it is depend on the area. It depends on the maturity of area, that how many papers that you have and how robust you apply your criteria for inclusion and exclusion. And then you make your case for difference in publication, but not less than 40 to 50. Nobody will accept except the substandard journals. Substandard means the journals who publish in 24 hours. Right? Otherwise, and no good journal will accept. In fact, you have seen my own paper. We have used 200 papers in one study. We have used almost 101 paper or 80 papers in another study. Right? But in one of the study which I conducted, where my student reported 42 papers. 42 papers. It is under review. It is under review, right? But we have to give solid argument how I arrived to 42, and those 42 are most important for my study. That claim has to be satisfied.
Yes, sir. Sir, two more participants have asked almost the same questions. That can we use AI generated diagrams or graphs in paper, and should we?
Is this already addressed in my previous session, right?
Yes, sir,
That
yes,
you
sir,
have to
did,
look
you
at
did.
the journal guidelines. If journal is allowed, definitely use. There is no problem, right? If journal don't allow, don't use it. They immediately send back your paper and they ask for create your own version. Because every journal is not AI pro as of now, right? They want author's own version, right? So do read journal guideline first. If your journal is accepting AI, table AI generated content, submit, no problem at all. So what I said, AI is assistant. AI is not a boss. AI is our assistant, right? So take help, but it is not guaranteed that other platforms, journals are also taking the same. They may stop you. They ask you, submit your own version. We don't accept AI generated content.
Okay, sir. Sir, one has participants have asked, should I publish in conference or should the publication be in journal?
Journal publications also always has the high credibility. Journal publications. Journal publication always has the high credibility, but also define what kind of journal, which journal you want to publish. So always see the credibility of journal, indexing of the journal, right? Do not publish in any journal. I am getting a lot of emails. Dr. Gupta, your research seems fantastic. We are publishing this paper in journal. We publish so fast. We publish in 1 week. We publish in 48 hours. But Dr. Gupta is not interested in 48 hours. Dr. Gupta wants 6 months to be taken.
Yes.
I'm not interested in 48 hours. I'm not interested in 1 week. I'm not interested in 1 day publication. Today I submit garbage and my garbage is published tomorrow. I don't.
Okay.
That I'm clear. Sorry, I'm
no, sir, no.
critical. I'm
Perfect, sir.
frank, but I speak like this only.
Sir,
You know,
yes,
I'm that. Sorry if somebody hurt by my views. So the views expressed are personal. So please note this.
sir, we
Like,
are
views
totally
are
a fan of your views, sir. Totally a fan of your views. And sir, one of the participants has asked, uh, how do we find sources to, suppose we have to download Scopus papers? Is there any kind of websites that help us?
You have to subscribe Scopus in the university. You have to subscribe Web of Science in the university. There is no shortcut. Google Scholar, how much help you, yeah? Google Scholar, how much will help you? Free tools cannot help you. You need subscription. You need subscription. Even if you say, I will explore independent publisher website, but how you download the paper if you don't have the subscription of the journal? You need that. That's what I said. The university who claim that we provide enough support, they should also make the library robust, especially online library robust, right? So in terms of software, in terms of databases, because faculty all 100 people have the research interest,
Sir,
right?
your
But
voice
those
is
who want
not
to
audible.
do, they should be facilitated. Hello, I'm audible. Hello?
Yes, now
I'm
you
audible.
are
Okay,
audible
I think,
now.
okay. Some network issue in between. Yeah.
Sir, one participant last, I think this is the last question, sir. How do we choose topics effectively in better way for writing research papers or research articles, sir? One of the
I
participants.
said in my one of the slide that whatever is your interest, always follow good journals, top journals. Top journal means you always see whether my interest is in marketing, my interest in HR, my interest is in finance, and what are the top journals like ABTC A Star Journal, ABTC A Category Journal, Web of Science Journal, ABS 3 Journal, ABS 3 A Star Journal. So there are a lot of journals who index top indexing, and look at what they are publishing recently, last 5-year research, last 3-year research, what they have published. Look at top conferences. Top means Academy of Management, British Academy of Management, Academy of Marketing Conference, ANSMAC conferences. These conferences come up with new idea, new thought for discussion. Take topics from those ideas. It could be research, right? Call for paper. A lot of call for papers are invited now on the websites. Emerald, Wiley. Look at call for papers. Maybe that aligns your interest. But search the journal who you see it is credited. So I leave the decision of selection of journal to the author, what they want to produce, what they want to publish, and where they want to publish. My criteria is different. And my criteria for my PhD students are different. So I leave the decision to the audience, how they choose, how they decide, how they would like to publish.
Sure, sir.
Right.
Okay, sir. Priyanka?
Yes, sir. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to Dr. Gupta for delivering an insightful and enriching session on conducting a systematic literature review with AI tools. This session was highly informative and practical, offering clear guidelines on integrating AI tools into the systematic literature review process while maintaining research rigor and standards, the clarity of explanations, examples, and structured
Priyanka,
I
I
guess
lost
your
your
We also
voice.
thank
I
all the
guess
participants
your
for
voice
their
is not
active
coming to
involvement
me.
and thoughtful. Am I audible now, sir?
You are audible now. Yeah.
So I was saying we truly appreciate your valuable time, sincere efforts, and unparalleled expertise that you have shared with us. We are very grateful for the valuable knowledge you have imparted on our participants. Thank you so much, sir. Once again, we extend our heartfelt thanks to Dr. Gupta and wish him continued success in all future academic and professional pursuits. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, personally, sir.
Thank you, everyone. And the views which I have expressed are completely personal, so don't take it otherwise. But sometimes we have to be critical to reflect upon what we are doing, what we are supposed to do. And I have learned many things from rejection. And I think rejection is a good way to learn and move ahead. So I wish you much progress, much success in any way, teaching, research, admin, whatever you have interest. And I wish you good luck for your future endeavors. Thank you so much. I wish good luck for the organizers for coming sessions and success to the FDP. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.